Now, page 4, define the framers of the Constitution on impeachment. The radical Democrats on Capitol Hill are attempting to use the courts to build a case against the 45th president of the United States. But that's not what the Constitution prescribes. It's not what the framers of the Constitution designed. They rejected using the Article 3 branch of government to decide the fate of the Article 2 branch. How do we know this? The Federalist Papers, number 65, Alexander Hamilton. He says in Federalist 65 that the court should have no role in impeachment. Hamilton also points out that a president can be held accountable through the courts, that is liable for prosecution and punishment, only after he leaves office. In other words, Federalist 65 is the foundation for the Department of Justice and its policy that a sitting president cannot be indicted. And Hamilton goes on to explain why impeachment should be the domain of Congress, with the Senate playing the role of the Supreme Court. Nowhere in any of the Federalist Papers is an argument for using the Article 3 branch of government by the Article 1 branch of government to build a case against the Article 2 branch of government. In fact, it's just the opposite. However, that's what Nancy Pelosi and company are doing, and they're proud of it. They're not only trying to hide the fact that they're a bunch of partisan hacks who are openly defying the United States Constitution, but no one on Capitol Hill is calling them on it. No one is saying, hey, Federalist 65. And no one is articulating that the Democrats are defying the founding document for purely political purposes.
I have the deepest respect for Special Counsel, well, now former Special Counsel Mueller.
Stop tape. Yeah, of course she does. Because he did her bidding for her through this 450-page report that didn't have to be written. Remember, Robert Mueller could have written a one-page document that said, hey, I did the investigation. Yes, Russia tried to affect the outcome of the 2016 election, and I have no referrals. And he didn't even have to go specifically down the path about the President of the United States. And frankly, he should have been investigating more than just the President of the United States. His charter, remember his charter, is very simple. And that was to investigate so-called Russian interference in the 2016 election cycle. Well, that's a pretty broad stroke there, yet his entire focus, Robert Mueller's entire focus, was on the President of the United States. Why? It's a pretty open book, right, when you talk about Russian meddling in 2016. So why did he only focus on the President of the United States? Don't we, the people, deserve to know how bad the interference was beyond the President of the United States? It can't just be about Donald Trump. There are many tentacles to this octopus in 2016. But of course, the Democrats got what they wanted from Robert Mueller. And that is this door opening a little bit more for them. And you can see it now in the polling of the Democrat caucus. Now more and more of these radicals are openly in favor of impeachment. So they got what they want from Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller comes out and punctuates with this phony news conference how the United States Congress should now follow up where he left off, which is wholly unconstitutional. Roll tape.
He had to say, and as Gloria indicated, he did say if he saw any evidence that the president was not was innocent, he would have let us know.
Stop tape, stop tape. No, he wouldn't have let you know. Who was Robert Mueller working for and working under? He was working under the Department of Justice, and actually he was working under the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, but also the Attorney General. Well, who does the Attorney General work under? The President of the United States. This was a document and investigation originated by the Article 2 branch. And the statute has nothing to do with the Article 1 branch. So no, Nancy, he was not producing the document for you and your cronies in the House of Representatives. He wasn't doing that. He was working for the President of the United States. So it has nothing to do with the Article 1 branch. It has everything to do with the Article 2 branch. And remember, the Attorney General didn't have to release one iota of that 450-page report, but he did. He did. Most of it is out there in the public ether right now. Most of it is not redacted, but of course it's not good enough for the radical Democrats in the House of Representatives. Roll tape.
Any evidence that the president was not guilty, he would have let us know, but
Stop
he
tape.
didn't.
Hold on a minute. Not guilty. What was the job of Robert Mueller?
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.